for another show, mid-afternoon style. And we're going to be talking top 10 running backs for 2020 fantasy football. Super excited to have you here. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Let's get to it. Where's the intro? You know what? This is like a common thing on here.
Welcome to the league.
That's it. Actually, but that's pretty cool. I'll play that in a second.
Top 5 running backs. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
What is up, everyone? Super glad to have you on the show. And we're going to talk running backs. We're going to talk 2020 top 10 running backs. And we're going to rank those bad boys for you right now. If you aren't familiar with the Throne League, that's going to be kicking up here in July. That's where I've created a league with some of the best fantasy football pages, shows out there. Then I created another league this month, and it's called Battle of the Pimps. Pimp Cane, where's my Pimp Cane? Battle of the Pimps, where 96 of you, or 96 people, some of them are going to be the Fantasy Football Show followers and community. Others will be actual analysts and pages and some of the biggest fantasy football people out there. All of us coming together in my league of 96 owners. 96 of them. Wipe your feet on the way in. That's correct. And we draft on Super Bowl Sunday. There's 8 copies of every player in the league. And it's going to be fantastic. But we're talking running backs today. Let me put my Pimp Cane down. We're talking running backs today. McCaffrey's number 1. What's up, Ugly? What's up, Z-Man? Let's go. Let's start ranking them. So let me pull up the sleeperu.com rankings, and we will drop it like it's hot. Feed or wipe, says Ryan. Clock Management says, how many of the first 8 picks do you think will be CMC? I think every single one of them should be. I venture to say there will be one Barkley pick. I bet that's going to be my prediction. Somebody's going to be happy about getting Barkley, and that is probably who we should put number 2 right here, correct? Barkley. You love Melvin in Pittsburgh. That would be a pretty unique situation. Mark says, where's Melvin going? Tampa Bay. I did a Instagram show on this topic, and I will do it because it's such a good damn topic, Mark. You impressive human being, bringing up an amazing topic like that. I'm going to talk about it after we do the running backs, and then we'll make this a strictly running back show. You ask another question that isn't running back related, guess what you get?
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Actually, no, you get this one. If you ask a non-running back question, you get this.
Make a dumb comment. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
What's up, Dub? No dumb comments. You hear me? So, let's get to it. Barkley number 2. Everybody okay with Barkley number 2? Anybody have an objection to that? If so, speak. Tell me what you're thinking. Are you thinking Cook? Are you thinking Derrick Henry? Are you thinking Elliot? What are we doing? I'm going to roll with Barkley right now, but if you guys start voting, let the voting roll and start talking about the running backs. Rank them. Let's go. I want to see a bunch of different names. Then I can compile a top 10 list pretty quickly if I get a feel for who you're throwing out. If I get a bunch of Barkleys and I get a lot of Zekes, and I'll know Zeke's third, I can kind of move this along quickly. Then we'll get into Melvin Gordon. Mark, I got a non-running back question. Didn't we just say, Clock, no non-running back questions?
Take a lap. Take a lap.
But I'm going to read it anyways. I got a non-running back question. Why won't the clown fight you? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Bake Let's see. Barkley 2, Barkley, Cook 3, Kamara 3, Barkley, Cook, Henry 3, Cook, Drake 8. Cook. Okay, so that's clear as day that Cook is 3. And Barkley's 2. Cook, Zeke, Kamara, Zeke, Henry. I think it's safe to say that we could go for Zeke based on the voting. It's close, but I think this is kind of this is the vibe I'm feeling. These are community rankings, not Smitty rankings. 5 would be Henry, based on what I'm seeing here. Based on what you're throwing down and putting out there, I'm thinking that's our top 5. Pretty damn good. Argue that. I dare you. Argue that. Somebody argue that. No Mixon in the top 5. Come on. I like Mixon a lot, Nathan, in the right situation. And it appears he could be walking into a much better one in 2020. I was all about avoiding him. That's the one thing that people will say, Smitty, you flip-flopping on Mixon? No, listen to what I'm telling you. Fantasy football isn't about your loyalty to your last freaking prediction. If you're worried about not flip-flopping, or if you're worried about saying 1 year a player is good and then bad the next year, or I don't like this player and the next year you like him, then you're probably not hitting on a lot of the finer points of fantasy football. It's about change, adapting, adjusting, understanding when you're wrong, moving on and moving forward from your busts and your bad calls. You have to understand that me not liking Mixon in 2019 has nothing to do with me liking or not liking Mixon in 2020. Mixon was going way too high in fantasy drafts in 2019, and I stayed clear away from the guy. But when we're ranking top 10 running backs for 2020 fantasy football, top 10 running backs for fantasy football 2020. Did I say 2010? Top 10 running backs for fantasy football 2020. 2020. 2010. God, I wish it was 2010. Not just because I'd win leagues knowing, even if I didn't know what was going to happen, if you could put me back 10 years, be a young man. I'd be more ready to take over. Damn it, I wish I was 10 years younger. I'd cut off my pinky. I'd cut off my big toe for 2 years. Imagine what I'd do right now on my life if you could give me 10 years of my life back. If I could live 10 more years. As you get older, that will make sense to you. If you're 25, 22, or 23 years old, you wouldn't consider cutting off your left foot, finger for 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Hell no. But when you get older, that shit looks tempting. What I wouldn't give for 10 years. All right, who are we going with next? We got one Josh Jacobs. We have a Chubb. We have a Camaro. We have an Aaron Jones. Keep hitting me with it. Let me make sure that people can find this video. Okay, we're back. Kamara, Chubb, Mixon. People are skeptical on Chubb. Kamara. Mark says 42 years old, he speaks the truth. Mark, when you get close to 40, your limbs you need your hands and your fingers, no question about it. But you could wear pants. You could sever all 5 of your toes on one foot. Wear a shoe and no one would ever know, and have 10 years more. Mixon, Kamara, Chubb, Kamara, Fournette, Kamara's the guy. That's pretty clear. So number 6 is Alvin Kamara, which is a little higher in our community versus other communities, I will tell you. Know that. Know that if you go running back shopping. We'll talk about Hunt too. What's up, John? Eckler. I love it, Ryan. We'll talk Eckler, maybe crack it into this top 10. I love it. Drake. I love Drake. I love Drake and Eckler. I'm going into 2020 at least one of my teams, I'm going to have Drake and Eckler on a team. I just want it. I want that team in one of my leagues. I don't want it in a lot of leagues. I don't want all my eggs in one basket. Hell no. Drake and Eckler are kind of dangerously risky. But I would love to stack up at wide receiver and quarterback. Get like maybe you use this in the Lamar going early approach for you. Draft Lamar early. And with that, you need to know you need to adapt and adjust your strategy because you went QB early, right? So you go running back sleeper shopping and you get Drake and you get Eckler. Eckler may not be a discount, but you could get Eckler probably in the second round. Probably get Drake in the third or fourth right now, meaning you could get Lamar in the first and you could still have a third or a second depending on where Eckler goes. I think Eckler is going to go in the top of the second. As soon as Gordon news is like official and people get that like rush of, oh my God, he's actually all by himself. But what if they draft a rookie? Running backs fall so far, anything could happen. All right. Drake, Eckler, and we'll talk about them later. Chubb feels like a consensus here. Chubb. Who's after Chubb? Who's after Chubb? Who's after Chubby? I'm not saying Chubb's my number 7. I'm not saying he isn't really, but that's what you guys are throwing out. So I'm putting it up. That's what you guys are laying down. Anybody going Aaron Jones right here? Anybody going Melvin Gordon right here? Anybody going... Hold on one second, sorry. What do you want? Pick it. We got a Mixon. We got a Jones. We got a Jones. We got an Aaron Jones. We have an Aaron Jones. Pretty safe to say Aaron Jones, then probably Mixon based on your voting. So 8 is Aaron Jones. Carson, Mixon. Looks like Mixon. Mixon, we got a couple Fournettes in there. Jones is already locked into 8. Number 9 is going to be Mixon, according to you guys. Who's number 10? Are we going Eckler? Are we going... let me pull up my rankings here. We've got, McCaffrey, Barkley, Elliot, Cook, Henry, Kamara, Jones, Chubby, Josh Jacobs, Fournette, or Eckler, or Gordon. That would be the only guys that make sense here. Eckler, Gordon, Jacobs, or Fournette. Vote now. Vote now. 1 Jacobs. Miles Sanders is heating up Austin. Jones over Carson and Mixon. I agree, J-Dub. Jacobs. ETN, I love it, Jeremy, but not yet, but I love it. Jacobs. Mostert. Brian, are you a 49er homer? Mostert? Computer, how many yards did Mostert... Damn it. Computer, how many yards did Raheem Mostert have in 2019?
In the 2019 season, Raheem Mostert rushed for 772 yards and had 180 receiving yards for the San Francisco 49ers. He averaged 48.2 rushing yards per game.
You can't have Mostert in your top 10 with those stats, bro. Computer, how many yards did Travis Etienne have in 2019?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Damn you! Fournette, Carson, Eckler, Fournette, Jacobs. Jacobs is the pick. You guys voted. You guys said... That's it. We're only doing top 10. We're going to leave it suspenseful. So, McCaffrey, Barkley. These are community rankings, running back rankings, top 10 running back rankings for 2020 fantasy football. community. These are not mine. I did have a little bit of a hand in the voting, but these are yours. McCaffrey, 1. Barkley, 2. Dalvin Cook, 3. Zeke Elliott, 4. Derrick Henry, 5. Argue that. I dare you. Like, I could swap Zeke and Cook or whatever, but those top 5 are, you could put Kamara maybe in there. The top 6, Kamara and Henry, throw them both in that top 6, and that's an amazingly accurate top 6 in my opinion. I don't see how you could argue that at all. I love ETN. I think Melvin, so we're going to talk about Melvin Gordon after this, J-Dub. Mark brought that up, and we're going to talk about that. It's a great topic. Ryan talked about Eckler going in the top 10. Eckler did not crack the community top 10. He's kind of right there at my 10, 11 with upside for more. So Eckler is going to walk into baked-in low risk value in 2020 by default, because even when Melvin Gordon is officially gone, you have Jones and Chubb aren't getting bumped down. I think people are going to be really high on both heading into 2020. Mixon's gaining steam, man. People aren't ready to let go of him in the top 8 to 10, and he looks poised for a big year in 2020, especially if they draft Burrow. They change that offense up and figure out, they're gonna be able to pass, be a little bit. They're gonna go through growing pains if Burrow is the quarterback. But I think Mixon, Jacobs, Eckler, Fournette. Who else? Jacobs, Eckler, Fournette, Carson, maybe. Drake, not yet, but I love Drake in the conversation here. End of year in hindsight, like reflection, like, dude, I was on top of it. I got Drake at number 18 running back value, number 16, and he finishes having a cup of coffee with the guys on the other side of the screen right here. This is where Drake's going to have his cup of coffee on more than one occasion during the 2020 fantasy football season. What's up, Scott? Sports Talk, what's going on? Hunt going to Miami. Let's talk about that now. Here are your landing spots for teams in the NFL let's go through the entire NFL, okay? Let me pull this up. Let's talk about the availability of running backs, because I have it broken down on Twitter, but I want to do it again here. ETN, number 1 rookie running back for me as well. I love ETN, but landing spot could make DK Dobbins a better fantasy guy. It could happen. But ETN, I hope, goes to Kansas City. I hope he goes to Tampa. Let's go through the entire NFL and talk about what teams need a running back, what teams could still take a running back. New England could. They're weird with personnel. They're weird with how they build and do unexpected things in the 4th and 5th round. And let me tell you one thing. If you think that a team like New England or Buffalo or even the Ravens or even the Bengals with Mixon wouldn't draft their number 2 or number 3 running back on the board in the 4th or 5th round, you're crazy. Because the draft capitals, the cost is so low there, and if they don't like other positions, it's not like before where the top 4 or 5 running backs went within the top 2.5 rounds. No one's buying a running back that doesn't need a running back in the top 2 rounds. Running backs were safely built in to landing in a place where they need you. If you were a top 3 or 4 running back 10 years ago, and I've been playing fantasy for 16, I've been playing fantasy for 22 years. Some of you weren't even born. I've been writing on it, and I've been on CBS Sports Radio /NBC. It was on NBC at one point for 16 straight years. Some of you still weren't born 16 years ago. And now that you're getting your armpit hair and you're getting, into fantasy football even more, you're watching the show and you're going to grow and develop just like the show. All right. What was I saying? New England. New England isn't going to go get a running back, most likely. Buffalo, they've got Singletary. The Jets aren't moving away from Bell anytime soon, or yet. The Dolphins, they need a running back. Let's put Miami on the list of teams that need a running back. Teams that need a running back. 1, Miami. I don't know that they're ranked number 1 yet. 2, 3. Just put 5 up here for now. 4, 5. I can tell you right now there's more than 5. But I can tell you right now that's going to get a little crazy in a second when I tell you, and I'll tell you why. We'll break it down. Let me move these little dirt bags over here real quick. Give us some more real estate on the screen. And on we go. Okay. Teams that need a running back. Miami's the first one we've run into. And we're starting with the AFC East. On to the AFC North. Baltimore. Nope, they got Ingram. Hill, they're fine. They could take one if running back fell far enough, but they're not a team that's targeting a running back. Pittsburgh, probably not unless they do it in free agency, but I don't know. They might draft somebody, but I don't think they're going after like the top 4 running backs. Cleveland, no. They will replace Hunt, and they could go running back, but I don't think it's going to threaten DK Dobbins, Swift, or ETN's value. They could get a Benjamin from Arizona State University, total sleeper of mine. They could go after a Zach Moss really late in the round, later rounds, the final round. Zach Moss could fall. Zach Moss could go in the top 3 rounds. I like Zach Moss a ton. That's the kind of player that could land in a Pittsburgh or a Baltimore or a Cincinnati Bengals situation. Don't be surprised if that happens. But need a running back? No, the Bengals don't. That concludes the AFC North. We're at 1 team, guys. Miami. Out of 8 teams so far, 1 team needs a running back. Houston. They need a running back. Put them on the list, and let's put them higher than Miami because Miami might need a running back more, but let's rank this list in terms of like what's good. What's better for a running back where's a better landing spot for a running back? Let's move all these over here. Top 10 running backs will go right here. This is a community ranking. If you're just joining us right here, we did this as a community. These are not necessarily my rankings. I do agree with some of them, but this is not my ranking. This is the community's ranking. We're getting to the Chiefs. Don't worry, big dog. And if anybody asks a non-fantasy football question off to take a lap, goes you. Okay. Let's bring this over here. Make that a little bigger. Teams that need a running back. Where could Melvin Gordon go? Let's put that on screen. Melvin Gordon to the... This is Mark's question, so Mark gets to stay on the screen here because Mark's a badass. Right, Mark? Eckler going to be top 10. I like your comment, Ryan. I kept you up on screen for a reason. What's for dinner? I don't know. Tacos, I think, again. Okay. Houston, the top spot for a running back. Let's move on to the next team. Tennessee. Well, Henry probably will resign, but Tennessee does need a running back, so we can put that on the list. But probably Henry. In fact, let's put that down below. Let's not put them on the list. They're a team to really, understand that a running back situation could develop there. The Colts, you have Marlon Mack signed for at least 2 more years. They're not going after a big name running back. They could certainly draft a Moss or a Benjamin later. Jaguars, they're not going after a big name running back. Kansas City Chiefs, give them the top spot. I love Houston. I love Miami. I love KC Moore. There's only 1 team, and I'll tell you in a minute that I love more, or I love just as much, but I think that they won't be in the rookie running back race. Denver, not in the immediate need of a running back, but they could draft one. Oakland, nope, they're not drafting a big name running back. The Chargers have Eckler, but they may back him up with a Moss. They may want a Thunder to Eckler's Lightning. I don't know that they want to give Eckler 210 carries. He's not that kind of running back. So they do need a Zach Moss. They do need somebody like that. Don't get real upset if the Chargers drafted a decent rookie running back. They need one. Everybody needs a backup. We don't want Eckler getting 220 carries. We don't. So Chargers could be, they're not in need, but they could definitely take a running back. Not the top 3 or 4. We're kind of talking about like dire need of like bringing in a Hunt. So let me preface. This list right here is going to be the teams that would be willing to pay top dollar for a Melvin Gordon or pay significant money for Kareem Hunt. The 3 big free agent running backs for 2020 are Derrick Henry, who we have right here, probably re-signing with Tennessee, but he is a free agent. Drake, probably re-signing with Arizona. So let's put that on here. AZ, Drake to re-sign. Whoops. And Melvin Gordon. Let's make this a different color. Okay. So Melvin Gordon. Actually, let's make these different colors too. Melvin Gordon. Okay. Go to the NFC. Philadelphia, no. Dallas, no. Giants, no. Redskins, maybe. I know you Geist truthers out there are going to be like, no, what are you talking about, Smitty? No way. But I'm putting them at the bottom of this list because Washington is not an ideal situation there. Yet, it could be a sneaky good. Like if Geist were to tear something and be out, that running back that they draft, like let's say they took Zach Moss, would be in a good situation. So kind of sneaky. Kind of sneaky. Or Luke saying David Johnson, maybe. I hope the Cardinals can get rid of David Johnson. It's like getting rid of an old ham sandwich that has expired cheese on it. And you're like, is someone really going to take this ham sandwich? Green Bay, no. Vikings, no. Chicago, no to a big name. But they could certainly draft a Moss or a Benjamin. I'm going to use those 2 examples as we go to back up Montgomery and have that option. Lions, maybe. But carry on. I think they want to invest in him. They just may take a smaller type running back. Saints, no. Falcons, probably. How high of a player did they grab? I don't know. Falcons and Tampa Bay are next on this list. Tampa Bay, I like better than Miami. So we'll put TB here. We'll put Miami here. We'll put Atlanta at 5. ATL at the 5 spot and Washington at the 6. And I'm sorry, Mark, I gotta move. I'll move you over here. This is Mark's question, so I'm keeping Mark on screen as much as I humanly possibly can. Whoa, Smitty, you're getting crazy there. All right. Hit the thumbs up on your way in, people. Come on. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, no. They might get a backup, but they're not going after anybody big. 49ers, maybe. We'll put 49ers as a potential. Seattle, no. Rams, probably not. They could take a running back later, but they're not going after a big name. Cardinals could. but I think they would rather re-sign a guy that fits their system. So here's my thinking here to answer the question full circle about Melvin Gordon. Where's Melvin Gordon going in 2020? Where are the likely landing spots for Melvin Gordon? If I was to throw AZ into the race, AZ would rank 1 or 2 because that offense is built. If an ETN landed in Arizona, I'd be so freaking happy. He would thrive in that offense. But I love Drake too. And Drake already fits the system. Drake is going into... So Tennessee is going to be off the board here for a running back. San Francisco, I don't think they're going to be in the business of getting a big name running back. I don't think it's their style to go get this huge workhorse. They could. But let's take them out of the equation. That's why they're not white. I have them highlighted in green. So Arizona, we're going to talk about Arizona right now. Drake now... I'm sorry, Drake. Yeah, so Drake's hitting free agency. Drake has to go looking at KC, Houston, Tampa Bay, Miami, Atlanta, and Washington. Those are 6 teams in the NFL that desperately need a running back if we assume Henry re-signs with the Tennessee Titans and San Francisco is not willing to pay Drake top dollar. That means that Drake here in Arizona is going to have to go to these teams and see who wants to pay top dollar. When this rookie running back class is so deep and rich, with only 6 teams, they might all be tempted to say, if we're not going after Melvin Gordon or Kareem Hunt, then we're going after a rookie. So if you take out, let's just say, hypothetically, that Houston got Hunt and Kansas City got Gordon. Later, clock. So let's assume this right here. Look what Drake is left with. Those are awful colors. You can't even see them. Okay. A little better. If you assume Gordon's going somewhere, and he is, he takes one of these 6 teams out of the equation. Hunt, same thing. Probably takes one of these teams out of the equation. That leaves Drake. If he's not looking at Miami, he can't look at Tennessee because let's say Henry resigns. San Francisco's not willing to pay Drake. Maybe they are. We'll ask Dr. Raj that. That means that Drake is left with 4 teams in the NFL. 4 that might be willing to spend top dollar if they missed out on Gordon and Hunt. It's possible. But part of me thinks that Drake is thinking to himself, if I can re-sign for decent money on a team that's already willing to start me and I don't have to fight for a spot, I'm on a team where I've got a second chance and I've done well. And I'm firing on all cylinders. They love me here. I'm comfortable here. I'm back in a groove when maybe he wasn't feeling like he was ever going to rise again in the NFL. Everybody still, not everybody, half of the world at least, is saying that he is a backup, a career backup, and he'll never be a starter worthy type running back in the league. That makes me think that translates over to probably a lot of people in the NFL thinking the same thing. Hey, Drake's not a starter. We're not going to pay him big bucks. So I don't think the market will be favorable to Drake when he hits it once Gordon and Hunt are off the board. I don't think Drake's going to find money that's going to convince him to walk away from a situation that gave him a second chance and that has him producing well. He's jiving and embedded in an offense that's amazing. He was trapped in Miami, underutilized, horrible offense, bad coaching, no potential, no support, and failure. Why would Drake, unless it was a lot more money, leave a situation that has his career revived? That's going to be important to him. I could be wrong. That's my prediction. I don't know the future. I haven't talked to Drake. I am merely predicting that I see him trying to stay, if possible, in the environment that has given him a second chance and he's thriving in. So 4 teams, Tampa Bay, Miami, Atlanta, Washington, or take Gordon and Hunt, throw them on one of those 6 teams there. 4 teams are going to be probably drafted rookie running backs. This class is loaded with 5-6 really good running backs. There's probably 5 running backs, including... So let me pull up the running back rankings and we'll go through that briefly. And you can get those at sleeperu.com. But the rookie running back rankings, Travis Etienne, J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift. Then you have a combination of Akers, Moss, Jonathan Taylor could be the third or second best running back. He could be the first and top running back in this rookie class in the right situation. If Taylor landed in KC, he'd be the number one overall pick in rookie drafts without question. Don't think Taylor couldn't vault and have a great combine pro day and have measurables that NFL teams drool over because he's a beast. He's the one back in this class that has that build that could turn the tide for him ADP-wise in rookie drafts and in terms of the NFL draft. So Taylor, all five of those guys, Taylor, Hubbard, Swift, Dobbins, Etienne, and even Akers could be in there. Zach Moss could be in the mix there. I don't think Harris or Benjamin will be highly ranked, or Hill or Smith. Those are other running backs that could get in the mix later if they get in a good spot and they kind of are sleepers. But I mean, guys, if Drake could go, or Arizona could draft ETN because he could be cheaper, I could see that happening. But I don't think Drake will be as expensive as you think. And I think they love how he fits in the offense, and it's already working and it's smooth. The Cardinals are very, very excited about 2020 and that they got a lot of the kinks out in 2019. They played really good against the Ravens. They've showed promise. I like Hubbard. He looks pretty good. Harris is good. Oh, Harris is going back. Damn it. Back to Bama, Harris. I'll have to take him off my rankings right now. I hadn't checked the college news in the last couple days, so I need to adjust that. Eckler, if Gordon leaves, is going to be a beast. I agree, Roger. So 4 teams are going to be in need of a rookie running back. 2 teams are going to have Gordon or Hunt. One of those teams that I think will re-sign in Arizona, Tennessee, I think they'll both re-sign Drake and Henry. Those are my predictions. If AZ doesn't re-sign Drake, look for Drake to maybe go to Kansas City, maybe go to Houston, maybe go to Tampa. And if he lands in any one of these 3 spots, Drake will be a borderline first-round pick. Mark my words. You can laugh at that all you want right now, but if Drake lands in Kansas City, Houston, Tampa Bay, he will be a borderline first-round pick because the spotlight will be on him. When you sign a player to big money like Drake could get, let's say he did get big money, Jake, and he could. I'm guessing that Gordon Hunt will command a lot. Drake won't get what he wants enough to pry him away from AZ, so he re-signs. But let's say they offer him a huge deal in KC. They love the fit. Then guess what? He's a top 12 overall pick because people will see that they're committed. They signed him to big money. That means KC's going to use him, right? Maybe not. They took a dump on Damian Williams' value all year. But bottom line, he will be a first-round pick. Swift, absolutely. Top running backs are Swift, Dobbins, ETN, and then you have a mix between Taylor, who could climb all the way to the top, Hubbard, Akers, Moss, Benjamin. Those are my rough list of rankings there. I hope that paints a nice picture for you. I'm out of here. I don't have any high super chats of the day. So no seats for you. No seats for you. Love Drake. Carson, full recovery 2020. Carson always concerns me, Mark, and I took a bunch of heat for that, and I did adapt mid-season and say, you know what? Right now he's looking good, but there's reasons I worry about him. Kansas City, I think, will draft a running back. It could, man. If they don't take Gordon, they could draft one. Gordon would either go to Miami, Tampa, Houston, or KC, I think. I don't think that Atlanta or Washington will pay him. I think Miami could. I think Tampa Bay could. I think Houston could. I think KC could. I don't want him in Miami. I don't trust Miami. I feel like Miami, if they have Fitzpatrick healthy, Devontae Parker, and freaking Gordon would go off. But how can you count on Fitzpatrick? Thank you, Franco. I'm not counting on Fitzpatrick being there 16 games, let alone multiple years. But I love Fitzpatrick. If he's in that offense, Parker's a borderline top 10 wide receiver. But if you go pay top 10 wide receiver value and spend fantasy draft capital on Parker at top 10 value, you are loaded with a bunch of risk. Foreman, I don't believe Foreman will ever be relevant. He is a walking injury. Thank you, Jake. And I don't mind if you guys disagree with him. The rankings over here are community top 10 running back rankings, not mine. The talk over here is all me discussing what the running back playoff pick. The running back free agency picture looks like. Here's a like. Thank you, Jake. Jake, are you following? Are you subscribed? Are you new, Jake? You're not new, are you? Fumbles will kill a running back in the NFL. Well, Carson survived long enough. Dobbins could go to KC. I could definitely see that, man. Definitely a possibility. Are you new, Jake? You're not new. You said here's a like. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I appreciate every one of you. Let's go get it in 2020. Get ready for the Battle of the Pimps, man. This league is going to be insane. Get on my Instagram. Follow my stories. I'm giving away memberships. I'm giving away memberships at sleeperu.com too. But I'm also giving away things and kinds of... So contest. This is a contest for if you want a seat in the Battle of the Pimps. Here's what I want you to do. Get on Instagram or Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at _Smitty_show. The Smitty Show. Or all my other handles are basically at the Fantasy Football Show. So on Instagram, on TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Deal with it. TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. You can see up here all the time the same username. DM me a video. Franco wants in the Battle of the Pimps. DM me a video clip of you holding up a sign. I don't care if it's... You don't have to go spend money. The worse looking it is, the better. As long as you can read it and people can see that you're putting up a sign that says thefantasyfootballshow.com. But I want you to have... I don't care if it's 6 pieces of paper stapled together or duct taped. And I would say thefantasyfootballshow.com. Right here. Don't forget the .com. I want people to know how they can exactly get to the show. And my URL will shoot them right over to the YouTube channel. And don't forget the. People entering the contest and they don't put the in it. That's not my name. I'm thefantasyfootballshow.com. Computer, who is Smitty? The Fantasy Football Show.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
What the? Computer, Smitty, Fantasy Football. You son of a... Computer, thefantasyfootballshow.com. Son of a... Computer, you suck.
You can always send feedback through the help and feedback section of the Alexa app.
Damn computer. Okay, Big Dog with a $10. Franco with a 10. Put your emails in the chat here. Put your emails in the chat. It'll moderate it so it won't show your email to everybody. And I'm going to screenshot that and add you Cinderellas to the ball. You guys have golden tickets, my friends. Get ready. Wear your best outfit, your best pimp outfit. So, Big Dog, I'm waiting for your email. Submit it in the chat. It'll moderate it. No one will see it. Franco, same thing. Hit me with it. Congratulations, Franco. Congratulations, Dog. You guys are both amazing. So, Big Dog and... Franco, got it. You guys are in. In like Flynn. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. And get on over to Sleeper U. Sometimes I'm backwards here. Sleeper U. It's like driving a truck or reverse or backing up a truck. SleeperU.com. And thefantasyfootballshow.com. So enter the contest. DM me a video clip of you on a street corner, busy street corner. At least a 30-second clip. Something I can use in promotion. of you holding, I don't care what the sign looks like. I don't care if you write it all over your body and you're sitting there with Sleeper U, or thefantasyfootballshow.com is what I want. I mean, I like you promoting sleeperu.com too, but I want the fantasy football show with the .com. On a street corner, on a college campus, make me smile, laugh, make me feel wowed, and you're in. Everybody's begging to get into this league. And then, of course, I have this right here. If you get in the league, I send you this.
Welcome to the league. Please raise your left hand and repeat after Smitty. I will pimp this league like the pimp I hope to become. I will leave no pimp behind in battle. Get some.
That oath you must take before you enter the league, or you get kicked out. 96 teams, 8 copies of every player, 96 spots in this league. It's an expert and follower league mixed in. If you are a follower and you win a spot, like Dog and Franco just won, you're playing with experts. You're playing with some of the best in the industry. You're playing with Dr. Raj, who has 89,000 followers on Instagram. You're playing against people from the Pat Mayo community. You're playing against football guys. You're playing against the Analyst and State of Mind on Instagram, both over 40,000 followers. You're playing against these people in this league. 96 of us in one division. This isn't a bunch of leagues together and I add point. This is one division. When you go to the league standings, 96 teams are in one division. First total points, no playoffs. 16 whoever gets total point first in total points to week 16. Week 16's end is the champion. I've got prizes galore. Amazon Fire 7s. We have autographed jerseys. We should have more. We have Amari Cooper right now. I believe we're going to have another 1 or 2 of those. Potentially a bunch of other little things along the way. If you want in, can I tell you a secret? Do you know how many freaking people come to me and say, Smitty, I want in this league. I'll do anything. And they literally will post constantly. What's up, Cleveland? They'll post constantly and say, I'll do anything, Smitty. What can I do? Let me in. First of all, don't tell me, Smitty, you should let me in because you guys wouldn't stand a chance. I won 5 championships. Automatic no. That's the dumbest line in the world. You're coming to, no offense, but you're coming to somebody who's been doing this 16 years. And obviously, everybody's confident in their own fantasy football game, first of all, whether you're an expert or not. Expert in quotes. Because some of you guys are as good at fantasy football as I am. It's all about absorbing all the information around you. But when you come to somebody, this is advice for you. If you come to me and say, Smitty, I won 4 championships last year. Yep. Yep. You should let me in. That might be good. Or you don't want none of this. You do that not because it bothers me. I'm scared of you. It's annoying as shit. And automatic no. Automatic no. Why? Because it's stupid. It's a stupid line. Oh, you don't want any part of this. That's not going to egg me on. I don't care that you won 4. I mean, I care. You're my people. But in terms of like getting one of a select spot that thousands of people are trying to get in, I'm not going to be egged on and letting you in because you're like, I won a lot of leagues last year. It's not about that anyways. It's about promotion. It's about getting together, having a fun league. It is a battle. It is a battle of the pimps, but it's not about your resume. It's about how you contribute to being a pimp in the league. That's what it's about. But my secret is I have a contest on my Instagram of submitting the video with the sign. And out of all the people begging to get in, guess how many entries I got on that video, or that contest that was up a week? 0, because everyone's afraid to submit a video clip of themselves. They're self-conscious. They don't want to be up. They don't want to embarrass themselves. Well, then you don't really want to be in the league because that contest has been sitting there for a week and not one person entered that contest. They'll enter all the other ones, like tag somebody, do all that. I have a lot of people fighting for these spots with all these contests. It's craziness. It's madness. I get over 100 DMs a day, which is why you're not going to get a spot by DMing me or in a comment saying, Smitty, can I get in? Do you know how many people are fighting for this? It's so hard to pick. You guys are all amazing. I want to take all of you, but I can't. I can't choose like that. I can't. Hey, Smitty, I've been here from the beginning. A lot of you have, and you're amazing, but I can't pick like that. It's impossible. Thanks, Smitty. Everyone sign up for Sleeper U, says Anthony. Anthony's the man. Anthony's the man. So, Jake, if you want in, you could win it in 12 minutes by walking outside with a makeshift sign that looks like shit. Hold it up on a busy street corner and do a little dance. Submit the video clip. You're in. You're in. You're in. Thank you for ranking running backs with me today. Mark, you badass. Thank you for the good topic, which I did do on Twitter, but I would have forgot to do it if you didn't mention that. And thank you to all of you for following the instructions of talking about only running backs today. This class was amazing. Class dismissed. I'm letting you out 5 minutes early because you're badasses. And I hope you guys all have fun following along on Instagram and, of course, YouTube. Subscribe. Tell your friends. But follow me on Instagram. Same handle, The Fantasy Football Show. And get involved in the contests and giveaways and everything I'm doing on Instagram. If you don't shart your pants watching my stories on Instagram, I guarantee you will shart your pants or I'll give you your like back. You can unlike the show. You can comment negatively on one of my posts on Instagram if you don't like my stories. My stories will make you shart your pants. There's no one that does better Instagram stories than I do. Take it easy. I love all of you. You make the show happen. I could not be here doing this without you. This show is going to grow so big, and I'm so damn glad to have every single one of you as a part of this.